All right, so grab your phone, scan that QR code. You'll get every slide in this presentation on our great misconnection with longevity and how to fix it. By the way, how many of you can easily read that second line? There's a few of us. If not, don't you worry. There's going to be more chances to practice this highly beneficial practice of mirror movement reading here in just a moment. So my name is Jim Huliston. I live close by in Ocean Beach. I'm an ambidextrous artist, an athlete, an educator. I'm a binational, bilingual, bicoastal tour guide, which is a lot of bi for a straight guy. And I'm an author of the world's first symmetric book. It's called Big 3 MMD, about history's ambidextrous and the benefits of mirror movement development. This is the first book in the world written both forwards and backwards and mirrored in traditional direction. I've got some copies up here. It's completely symmetric. By the way, this is how Benjamin Franklin and Leonardo da Vinci wrote and read for decades. The practice would have made their brains abnormally symmetric and ultimately highly efficient. By the way, both these guys lacked formal education. Leonardo da Vinci never went to school. Benjamin Franklin had 2 years of it in elementary before the age of 12. I could talk about these gentlemen for 2 days straight, in particular Benjamin Franklin, which is probably the major reason why I am still single, ladies. You'll see here 40 faces of famous MMD creatives, thinkers, and athletes, some of the greatest minds in human bodies that we've ever known. Nikola Tesla, Michelangelo, Mozart, Einstein, Queen Victoria, Hendrix, Paul McCartney, Mickey Mantle, Maria Sharapova, Larry Bird, LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Pacquiao, Mickelson, Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and more. Now, what exactly is MMD, mirror movement development, and why should you be practicing it? Well, it's the third pillar of longevity, along with nutrition and exercise. MMD is working to learn everything in mirrored direction, from throwing with your other arm, kicking with your other foot, skateboarding mirrored direction, reading mirrored, writing mirrored, typing mirrored, mirrored clocks, lefty tools, which, by the way, I actually have right here, a mirrored clock or mirrored keyboard, and you can try it on my mirrored computer screen. I have that after, so come and see me. But this all attributes heavily to longevity, because when you practice this, MMD sends blood flow to your opposite brain hemisphere. It creates new neurons, new synapses, makes your corpus callosum thicker and sexier. It increases also gray matter growth, realigns the skeleton, which is major for longevity. In fact, all the activities associated with longevity happen to be MMD. So walking, running, hiking, cycling, swimming, yoga, all of that is MMD, and you can often see this expressed in the world's top athletes. Now, this is something that science has majorly missed until now, in particular neuroscience. Body science understands a lot, but we can see right here, the human body, it's a machine that's designed physically for bilateral symmetric movement, just like your car. You never buy a car, though, that only makes right and a turn, so it sounds silly that we've accepted this for thousands of years with humanity. You'll see a symmetric skeleton, a frame, internal organs that are symmetrically weighted, the exterior features, all that. But MMD fixes all this, so I got into all of this 18 years ago with skateboarding rehabilitation. I was visiting all sorts of chiropractors because, like most skateboarders, I only ever did it in one dominant direction. It completely misaligned my body. But MMD ultimately fixed this because I had the random idea to start skateboarding mirrored. It didn't hurt my body. It felt impossible, but I kept doing it. Today, I've now been skateboarding for 30 years. So, I know there's a lot of other people who want to feel like me at this age, and so MMD is really what you ultimately need to learn. I was wondering, well, what would happen if I started doing everything else in mirror direction, which is how I do everything now, and how you should start doing everything today. Because the benefits of MMD are immense. They include a natural creation of internal bodily steroids, something called endosteroidogenesis, increases memory and learning, spatial awareness, reaction time, performance, general performance, and high precision balance. It's even associated with a decrease in Alzheimer's and dementia. So what can we do to fix all this? This big mistake, this big misconnection that we've made as a society. Well, MMD can be introduced to schools, in particular kids, in particular elementary kids, because their brains are more physically symmetric still at a younger age. There's a certain symmetry in the brain that goes away after you learn how to read, and that symmetry would remain if mirror reading was practiced. In fact, a lot of kids instinctively practice MMD on their own, and they can pick it up the quickest. Universities can adopt MMD clubs where neuroscience kinesiology students can practice MMD, learn about it, and track the benefits for science. But much of my outreach to universities, it's not been the most fruitful, which sounds upsetting until I recall the words of a famous, smart Ivy League university founder. Benjamin Franklin said, "A learned blockhead is a greater blockhead than an ignorant one." Benjamin Franklin also wrote a letter called the Petition of the Left Hand. He addressed it to educators, and he creatively told them about how we should be teaching MMD. It's also likely what inspired Thomas Jefferson to practice it the last 40 years of his life. So I'm no longer waiting around for an institution to pick this up. I'm going rogue. I've started Symmetry, Gym for the Brain. This is the world's first brain-body gym dedicated to mirror movement development. Ultimately, Symmetry will work with institutions that are interested in their students and members being peak performance individuals. But for now, we just do sessions out at the beach, rec centers, senior homes. Ultimately, we'll have our own facility with our own store with a bunch of mirrored merch. You can see all this here stuff. That mirror keyboard is so cool. Symmetric glove, all that stuff. But the very best way to introduce MMD to the general population, I think, is through this, Theory Cafe. Theory Cafe is going to be a normal coffee shop with the exception that the majority of everything on the walls is going to be written in mirror direction. Anything else though, like you can see the menu that has to be written there in the upper right hand corner in traditional direction, when it's brought together with the mirror direction, it creates perfect symmetry. So a lot of beautiful symmetry all over the place. I got a sense of Theory Cafe with my recent art exhibit called Mirror, Mirror, Body and Brain, What Neuroscience is Missing Today. It was at OB Beans in Ocean Beach. I don't know, show of hands if anybody's ever been to OB Beans in Ocean Beach. Yeah, I had 90 pieces on display, educational graphics, photos, of course. And people got in contact with me saying, hey, Jim, I've never heard of this before, but this makes complete common sense. They were telling me they were starting to practice MMD. They wanted to know about how to buy mirrored clocks and keyboards. So, yeah, reach out to me. You can see my email right there, jim@symmetrybraingym.com. Scan that QR code. It'll take you to our events page. I do have copies of my book available. They're $20, and I will ambidextrously mirror sign it. And when you come say what's up to me, please come give me your best left-handed handshake. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim.
Thank you.